I had a chance to play with this really incredible cellist. Shout out to Sam Shin. The first half of his musical life was spent, he was in a touring orchestra. They toured the world. What an experience, you know. And he's such a phenomenal player. He's immensely classically trained, but he got to a point where he just was like, I want to create. And outside of the frame, we were lucky enough to play with him, but it was interesting because some of those things you're talking about where it's your brain just goes, well, wait a minute. You know, it's that's so real because there are rules. Just in the case of what Sam had said to me, even, he refused to ever play anything pre-composed again. He would only play improvisationally. So that was a challenge recording wise because we would never.
It's a bold decision.
It is.
It is a bold
but
decision.
he stuck to it as a principle, and I'm sure still feels that way. So even in the studio, we would never get the same take again. But I mean, that's like a principle that he lives by. But it is interesting because it's when you have the weight of all that like you have, I could totally see that being a tension point.
At some level, I've always felt like that was one of the main dichotomies in music, is the give and take of technical mastery and pure creation. They affect each other, but they're very different things, and lots of people have a ton of one or a ton of the other. It's hard to say which one is you need both of them, I guess, is my point. And although if I had to pick, I prefer to listen to people that have creativity. I've always thought that's an interesting kind of give and take of music, and so many different artists I find have different ratios of that, and my favorite are always people that are squarely in the center. You know, I like people that know how to break the rules and are very spontaneous, but they still have the technical mastery, and you can tell that they're using that as a tool. They're manipulating the notes at their will because they have that skill, and then they're using that to create. That's really that perfect fusion of those two things.
100%.
Honestly, I feel like Alex is a lot like that. He's got a firm grasp on both. You're a lot like that.
He's a
too.
beast. Alex is a beast.
There's theory when it comes to music is really, I mean, it's just that, right? It's theory. It's a roadmap.
Good point. It's called theory.
Yeah,
That's a good point.
It's just that, and it's a roadmap.
Not law.
Yeah, it's not a law. We can look at maps, and as we all know, that maps that were created 100 years ago are completely outdated now, right? Because we've figured out new pathways to get to different places, some that are better than others. Either way, that's the creativity. That to me is what it's all about. It's the artistry exists in those unexplored pathways, and I think that it's on us as artists to explore those things. When we're lost, we're just in the woods in the middle of nowhere, we have no idea where to get, how to get home, then we look back to the map and we say, okay, here's where we're at, let's figure out the way to get to this destination. There is a certain science to how we hear sound and how the idea of tension and release, right? Which is why some things work better than others, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, if we're in the key of E major, going to C minor on the bridge is just not the only option, right? We can do all kinds of things. Or sorry, C sharp minor on the bridge.
It hurt my head when you said it. This is what happened.
That sounds cool.
I was about to get angry though. And
Sorry.
you're
that would be cool,
Mr.
bro.
Cool over here is that sounds good. Me, I'm like, no, you can't do that.
Yeah, that's right. Even the more fun part of that whole thing is, let's say we are in E, right, and we go to C minor, as I made the mistake.
Don't do that, kids. Don't listen to him.
How do we get there?
Don't do it.
Right? Do it. Fucking do it. Why not? You're a fucking artist, right? What are we doing this for? You're trying to learn fucking journeys.
Play in C minor. You're an artist, aren't you?
Yeah, right.
Every one of those notes is out of key. That's gonna sound
But there's
so
a way.
bad.
But there's a way to get there, though. That's
Okay.
that's the point that I'm trying to say. Is that there's a way to get there.
Yeah.
Right. And it's been done before, and it won't be
Sure.
the last time that it's done. To explore the option is it's important as an artist to do.
That's what I want to explore all the options.
Yeah.
I really do.
And don't get so resistant
I-
and mad at me when I'm trying to take you on a sonic journey.
No,
bro.
what I'm trying to say is realize who I am as a person, and I'm just gonna get a little bit
This
Irish,
guy likes
Irish rage.
This
when
guy
it
likes
comes to things I
folding
love.
clothes for a hobby. Of course, he likes just fucking
Yeah.
sticking to the
I
roadmap.
love- I
That
love-
can't be true.
No,
Yeah,
it's
I
true.
love folding clothes. That's one
You
of my favorite
enjoy
things.
folding clothes.
I do. I'm the only one.
You would have loved to be me today.